On, guys. Welcome to episode 2 of the King of Hate official podcast. I am your host, Pdaaaawg, but you can call me Pete. I am the host, as always. And joining me are 3 other forum members. We have a designer, and we have a editor, and we have Darkman. Yes. So, would you like to introduce yourselves for the world to see or hear?
Alright, I'm Dakota, otherwise known as Darkman on the forums. That's all I can really say about myself.
Hello there, gamers. My name is Magnus, otherwise known as LifeLeecher on the forums. Editor, Photoshop user, I don't know, gamer. I don't know. Many things.
My name is Mike, otherwise known as streetbackguy on the forums. I was a former designer. I gave up because I had a busy schedule. And stay off my lawn. You've been warned.
Okay, so there are 3 colourful characters for this week, and I feel like I'm some guy reading a kid's fairy tale, but nevertheless, I guess we should talk about what happened with last week's podcast. Last week was the pilot episode of the King of Hate podcast, and it has been well received. People have been appreciating it. They have been saying it is a good podcast. People have been saying that it sucks, but we'll ignore them because they don't know what they're talking about, and they probably are deaf or their headset is broken. But apart from that, well received. Here's hoping this one will be just as good, if not better. So, I guess the only problem with the last one was that, there's no questions that much. But this time it has been fixed. We have 9 questions to answer, so we're going to be all geared up and ready to go. So that's pretty much it for that side of things. So anyway, in terms of the King of Hate forums itself, once again, pretty slow week. Any threads stand out, do you think, for you this week?
Not really.
Yeah.
The only one I've seen is the stupid guy who posted in the PO box section about a WWE question. That was it.
And then that was like, okay, that was a bit weird. I think the other one, a very recent thread that came up was the DSP drinking game, which I don't know who the heck posted it, but very interesting. But you see there was like all of the comments of Phil's videos anyway. Like you see, the DSP drinking game, you have to take a shot every single time he says, I was pressing that, or every single time he said, I'm pushing buttons, or whatever. So it's not a very common thing. I'm pretty surprised there wasn't a thread already made about it, but there probably was. But still, very interesting thread. I can't really speak for the anime section, if that's been like blown up or anything. In terms of wrestling, nothing really, as well.
It's anime.
It is anime.
Anime is the life source of the world. It is amazing.
Okay, and I guess probably the biggest thread in this one was the KoNY 2012 thread, which we'll get to, don't you worry. We have quite a lot to speak about KoNY 2012. Unfortunately, that John and OJ couldn't talk about in the show of this week. But apart from that, nothing really else. Oh, in fact, no, there was one thread that stuck out, and it was I'm not sure if any of you saw this, but there was a thread in the general section, like yesterday, for let's do a March Madness on the forum, and do basically it was another popularity contest, and they were saying, oh yeah, let's have one person fight against another person, and everyone has to vote on who their favorite was, and I'm like, oh dear, this won't go good. Wasn't there?
I'll say one thing. One thing that I agree on, Vasil, is that I'll link you a picture. Is that picture is used in this forum so many times, because sometimes these people just there is no words.
There are no words. But
that's the beauty of pictures. You can talk without speaking.
Streetbackguy, the poet of the week. Beautiful.
The more you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Oh my gosh, it's pun week in the King of Hate podcast, and it is beautiful poetry in words. But I think wasn't there like a popularity thread that happened like a year ago? I'm not sure who also was there a year ago, but there was like a popularity contest. And then people said, it'd be pretty interesting to see how well we get to know each other. Within the very first one, then everyone was arguing with each other, and then the main person that was being voted for started hating at everyone. It was really stupid, and then ever since then, popularity contests have been condoned in the King of Hate forums. So, a little tip for all of you: Don't you go asking for popularity contests because it's only going to end ugly and everyone's going to leave the forum.
Yeah, it's not good because it'll just make everyone hate each other and want to set out and murder everyone.
Yes, definitely. Especially if like Phil's in it. If it's like, oh, Phil versus flipping, I don't know. So it's some random guy and everyone will go, oh, I like Phil, and then the guy gets so hated he'd become like a member of DSP cult leader and then like start hating on everyone. So still.
Also, there are trolls on the
Yes, there
forums. And they can just vote DSP versus
Jeff the
Stereo.
Hero. There you go.
Jeff the Hero. Jeff the
He's
Hero
looking at
wins.
you, Amber.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Definitely.
shit.
Yeah, Amber would have like got his hands straight on it.
Call me.
I'll edit that bit out. Anyway,
Oh.
I guess after that, yeah, like I said, not very much has been happening in the forums, really. Podcast hasn't really been moving that much. We've just been organizing stuff for this week's podcast. And next week's podcast already sorted out as well. Fun fact. We already have, I think it's a Golden Shotgun, Run Devil Run, and The Lemon, I think, are the 3 people doing it next week. So good luck to them. Oh, one more thing I'd like to say. I'm very sorry I actually want to make a public apology to streetbackguy. Because I forgot to credit you for the official King of Hate podcast logo that we used for the first video.
It's all good, man. It's all good. All fair in podcast and internet and stuff.
So don't worry. Special thanks to streetbackguy for logos. Also special thanks to former King of Hate member Mr. K for providing some other logos that we'll be using throughout this video too. And a bunch of other people for helping out with general stuff for the podcast. But it's a pretty big list to name off. But apart from that, that's about it for the forums, to be honest. In terms of obviously what the forums have been all about. DSP, what has been going on with him apart from Mass Effect taking over his life and him getting angry over Street Fighter Cross Tekken? I don't really know. It's a pretty slow week, I guess, for DSP as well.
Yeah. It just seems funny just watching him struggle and rage at Street Fighter versus Tekken, or Tekken versus Street Fighter, whichever
Street
way
Fighter
around.
Cross Tekken is the name of the game. Those are the...
Hey, I say it how I want to, and I liked it. I liked the video.
Good.
Precious.
Flip, what else? I think those are the only 2 major games released today. Yeah, they were like the only 2 major games released this week. Mass Effect 3 and Street Fighter Cross Tekken. A lot of people picked them up at the same time. Unlike people in the UK, where Game would not flip and stock them, but that's another story altogether. I'm not sure if streetbackguy knows about that, but
I
Good.
do. We should burn down their headquarters as
well,
punishment.
their headquarters is probably going to get burned down anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
I'll add to the flames then.
I think the only notable thing with his gameplay was he done a Day Zero gameplay with Howard in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, pretty interesting, where Howard lost every single match, but never mind. We won't talk about that, or else the podcast will get shut down immediately. But that's pretty much, yeah. I honestly can't really think of much else that has been happening with DSP this week, despite it being a very big gaming week. But I doubt any of us actually sat down and watched all 173 parts of the Mass Effect 3 playthrough.
I'm going to be completely honest and say I have not seen a single part so far because I've been too busy finishing the other playthroughs I started of his.
Like what?
Yeah,
I'll
I'm in
be
the
honest,
same boat.
I haven't watched him for, I don't know, a year.
Oh wow. What do you do? Alright, Kick.
I'm a PC gamer. I play almost every game, and, well, it's a spoiler for me.
Alright, so LifeLeecher Kick from conference chat. No, I'm only joking. Anyway, this is very disorganized, and half of the voices in the podcast is just see, nothing's really been happening. I guess I was the normal DSP viewer. Whenever I say I watched the first part of the Mass Effect 3 playthrough, and then I skipped the whole way to the end of the Mass Effect 3 playthrough, and then that was about it. Because I don't really play Mass Effect 3. I don't think. But I remember last week was pretty funny because I was all like, oh, I guess we're all looking forward to Mass Effect 3, and I was met by an awkward silence, and everyone just went, no, nobody's looking forward to it. So, apart from that, check out his Mass Effect 3 playthrough if you're willing to spend 3 days of your life that you'll never get back on watching the whole playthrough. Or
Excellent.
I don't think he's really recorded much Street Fighter Cross Tekken gameplay, to be honest.
He should do like a community night or something on that, because that would be pretty
Or like a
sweet.
fan appreciation.
Yeah, like, I forgot the name, but yeah, that.
Yeah.
Lag.
Oh, completely.
Lots of lag.
Fun fact: I beat DSP in Street Fighter 4 fan appreciation, and he called me a scrub as well. Fun fact as well. I think he got a bit annoyed, but I don't blame.
You must be so honoured.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I was like, yes, I got called a scrub by DSP. I'm so good. But at the same time, though, the match was horrible. Like, I was like so nervous because I only had the game for like a month, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna play DSP, and then I like got bodied in the first.
Ah, come on, man, I blocked.
Like I was screaming, I was shouting scrub at him at the other line, but he was, I just did like a random move and I got it like in my ultra combo and it killed him, and I was like, wow, I'm so good. And I think he stopped playing Street Fighter 4 after that. I don't think I've ever seen him go on the game after I beat him, but that's another story.
Well, that's because Street Fighter vs Tekken's out
Yeah, like-
now. Well, Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Don't correct me.
Oh, don't worry, Super Street Fighter Cross Tekken's gonna be right. Don't you worry.
Grr.
Oh yes, little Capcom. I guess moving away from DSP, DSP is currently doing a co-op playthrough of Panda Lee. I'm not sure if they finished it or not, because I didn't really get to finish watching it. But wish the best of luck to them and to John Rambo, who is sitting at home probably sipping some gin and stuff and cutting his wrists. But anyway, moving on.
Oh.
Speaking of John Rambo, Schnozman on Hole Punch, a new episode was released this week. Not sure if any of you seen it.
I have.
You have. I have seen it.
Who is this John Rambo you are talking about?
John Rambo presents, youtube.com/John Rambo presents.
You mean the
No
guy with
clue.
the manliest voice on the
Yeah, the man
forums?
that. Oh, of course. Wait, what? I don't realize what.
Yeah, I'm trolling.
LifeLeecher, trolliest man on the podcast yet.
I am the penultimate griefer.
Oh, well, no, I think Amber has to take that title, I'm afraid.
Yeah, but he's not in the podcast, so he's
Oh, if he's in the
disqualified.
podcast, it'd be like, I don't know what would happen. I'd have to like
Well then, it would be the best podcast ever.
have to do a private one-on-one interview with him because can't let anyone else speak to him. It'd be like horrible. It'd be like trolling all over the place. So what do you think about DSP? DSP sucks.
You hoarder! You have to share him with the community, not just you.
Or just have like an open thing where I invite everyone in the community just to have a one-on-one chat with Amber. I've actually spoken to Amber like privately, like in the I used to play Street Fighter with him, and he was actually pretty like dead on, but that was before he stopped taking his like pills. He started going haywire.
Yeah, I used to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with him when he was bored, and it was kind of funny. He never talked on Xbox, but he always talked to my heart.
This is one very weird podcast, but let's rock with this. It's good. Like I said, Schnozman and Hole Punch. It was a pretty good episode. He had Andre guest starring in it. A few notable moments in it as well. Like you have the original music as well, and you had like montages and stuff. So once again, check it out. John Rambo presents YouTube. You know where it is, and not John Rambo presents The Blowjob, unlike what I said in Project 7. Anyway, yeah, it was a pretty good episode.
Well, we went really off topic.
Yeah,
there.
we did. We started talking about like Amber and like Marvel and stuff. I don't know. No, don't worry, because if you want to know off topic, if you remember in the last podcast, we went like, oh, okay, we're just gonna spend a little while on wrestling, and there was like half an hour of just wrestling talking. It was
Yeah.
pretty crazy. It's pretty hard to stay back on topic, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter. I got another message in Skype from me. Oh, Amber Heart. That's beautiful. In terms of general gaming news, probably the biggest gaming news of this week, Mass Effect 3. The ending,
Oh,
the
God.
ending kind of crazy stuff. I don't really know what to say about it because I don't play it. But perfect ending shenanigans. Oh, you have to play online. You have to win 8 to 10 matches in a row to get the perfect ending. Okay. Moving on, Mass Effect 3 Day 1 DLC, another crazy frenzy type thing that happened. I don't really know what to say about it. Even though I do have a lot to say about the Street Fighter Cross Tekken Day 1, or not Day 1 DLC, but some issues that people have been having with it, particularly in the Xbox 360 version of it, which I actually own. So people are not too happy about that as well. But I guess to explain the Mass Effect 3 Day 1 DLC thing is that there's an exclusive character that was already available for like pre-order people. But if you didn't pre-order it, then you had to pay for the DLC. You were it was like 1,200 Microsoft points or £10 or how many dollars it was. So people are up in arms with that, saying, "Oh, we don't like Day 1 DLC. We wish that BioWare would actually respond to us and all there." Pretty confusing. I don't really have a say to it, like I said, but I do think it is a bit stupid the way that they did that there.
It's bad business.
It is. It's definitely bad business. In fact, we're going to release Day 1 DLC and not let anyone know until like a month before the game comes out, if not like less than that.
Yeah, but you go ahead, Jimmy.
Okay. On Steam, there's actually Darksiders 2. Yes, Darksiders 2. They have, if you pre-order, you get the first DLC that comes after the game for free, which is actually really good ideas. But the Day 1 DLC, it's like you take a piece of the game and you ask more for it. That should be in the $60. You ask $10 for more for it. That's like the fuck. Seriously.
So it's almost like a fat person with one slice of pizza, but wanting the rest of the pizza. But then their family won't get any. And
I guess so. I guess that makes sense.
Don't judge me.
That was beautiful.
My mommy says I'm pretty.
No.
I guess that's pretty much the story of Capcom. You know, we're just gonna have everything on the disc, and then we're just gonna let you pay more for it. But there have been a few people defending them, saying, you know, if you have them on the disc, then it doesn't cost them as much to put onto like Microsoft or PSN, their like network, and then that will cost us less. So I don't really know where that's coming from, but I'm not really a fan of it. The fact that some characters, gems and stuff are already on the disc, which I don't really know. I don't really get like content on the disc that you can't even unlock. Doesn't really make much sense, to be honest. I don't get it.
Well, it's just like algorithms and stuff that you can unlock if you're really good with computers. So why don't you just load it on the computer and unlock it that way? Because even a 5-year-old could do it, possibly.
Well, somebody actually did do that. Like, there is a YouTuber. It's a Street Fighter Cross Truth was his name. Street Fighter F Truth, and he's already like hacked his copy of the game, so he was able to play with like DLC characters, DLC costumes, exclusive gems, all that there. So he pretty much exposed to the world. Oh, by the way, Capcom, they've already released the stuff on the disc, but they just want you to pay more for it. So I don't really get it. Pretty stupid. Oh well, stupid Capcom.
I wonder if Capcom are going to be listening to this and go, "Oh, there's someone who hacked the game. That's bad."
I doubt Capcom's really going to be listening to this, but it'd be pretty cool if he was. So hey, Seth Killian, if you're watching this,
take my game ideas. I sent them to your headquarters.
There was a thread about the Revelations, Assassin's Creed Revelations, where there was found, I don't know how many sound files about some DLC, but I don't know what they did with it. No ideas. There's new DLC, but those just scrapped. I don't know.
Scrapped. I think.
I don't
same
know.
With a funny story is with like Left 4 Dead 2. With Left 4 Dead 2, the map Coldstream was scheduled to be out a month after Portal 2. Portal 2 was out April of 2011. It is currently March of 2012, and they have still not released Coldstream onto consoles. So that is always a good sign. But that's Valve, though. You know, it's Valve time. They're always like really late on everything. So I guess you have to kind of expect it from people like that there. But Valve still make good quality games, though. That's a good fact.
I'll defend them. They're never late. They make it quality.
They can have my bow.
I guess the other semi-gaming news is the fact that the UK gaming store Game is currently on its hind legs because they're no longer stocking like new retail games, which unfortunately I found it the hard way. Because it does really suck. Because they've been there for quite a while as well, and they'd be like the main gaming company for the UK.
Yeah, you two, Dakota and LifeLeecher, you don't have to worry about it, but you will someday.
I have to. Jesus Christ! If I want to own a console, I have to pay around $100 for a game.
What?
Wow.
Jeez.
Seriously.
Wow.
It's retarded. That's why I use a PC. I don't know. It's even cheaper than $60.
Oh yes.
I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
Well, I guess you'd be over the moon whenever they release Steam Box and get all your games for a bit cheaper anyway. If they do release it, that is. Which they better make it, by the way. So Valve, if you're also listening to this, alongside Capcom, you go make that console and make the entire world proud.
Hello, this is Gabe Newell. Yeah.
Gabe Newell. Anyway.
Welcome to Trolls Incorporated. I'm Valve.
So, like I was saying, like yesterday I was going to pick up my copy of Street Fighter Cross Tekken because I don't play Mass Effect because I was not in the loop for it. But I went over to Game and then I said to them, I'm here to get my pre-ordered, limited edition, by the way, copy of Street Fighter Cross Tekken. And the guy at the till was like, or at the cash desk or cash register, whatever the heck it's called. He said in like the most monotone voice, he's like, sorry, but we do not sell any retail games. And I was like, oh, okay, but you can like at least let me know. And he was like, oh, well, we are no longer selling any retail games. I was like, oh, forget this. So luckily, while I was walking by, I'm guessing Streetback guys heard of HMV.
Yeah, I go there all the time.
Yeah, as I was looking in there, like there's an HMV pretty close to the game. So then I walked in, and then I like looked in, and then like, oh, they actually had for like the first time ever, they actually had like the newest games released on release day. And I walked in, there was like a huge line for like HMV, and like everyone was buying like Cross Tekken and Mass Effect 3. So they were like making so much, they were like throwing money in the air and stuff. They're like, yeah, we're actually making like a lot of sales. So, good for them anyway.
I go there for my hardcore alone time.
Go to the emo music section, just sit there and listen to music for free.
How did you know?
Oh, I do it at the same time, don't worry.
Street has such a calming voice, such a calming voice. He could be so much and yet so little.
Well, I have to stay calm in order to stop myself from becoming a unicorn, so I don't fly away and cause havoc.
Beautiful. Simply beautiful. In other news, Assassin's Creed 3, apparently, some news about that. I don't really know, but I haven't really read up much about it because once again I haven't really been in the loop for Mass Effect 3 for.
I know everything about it. Well, almost.
Enlighten us then, because I don't think. Any of you?
Assassin's Creed 3. It's in America.
Ooh.
America.
And the guy's name is something Rahadun or something. But people call him Connor.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true. Seriously.
Seems legit.
So is that all we know about it so far, or is it now there are dragons and stuff, and it's an FPS now, and you're gonna get like miniguns and stuff, or like what's gonna happen?
Nope. But they do promise assassinating in the first 30 seconds you pop in the disc.
So like,
in the start menu we get to assassinate someone?
No, 30 seconds. We don't know. Start menu, we don't know.
Brilliant.
That would be awesome.
Well, you have to I can imagine it being something like I think there was a game similar to this here. I'm not sure. It's probably just my imagination, but like at the very beginning, as soon as you start the game, like all the options, like options or start game or new game or whatever, like you had to like assassinate a different person in order to activate it. So if you wanted to like put subtitles on, you had to run to the guy that had like options and like the top of his head and assassinate him, and then that would lead you on to like two other people that had like subtitles or sound. They had like assassinate the person with subtitles. And that would actually bring you to the menu for it.
Yeah, Yeah, but what if you wanted to turn them off and they're already dead? How would you turn them
You'd
off?
have to use your resurrection spell from Skyrim.
Ah,
You just import it into the game and it'll work.
that's disappointed me. I thought they'd come back like Jesus.
No, don't worry, they would. Well, it's in America, so I don't know what would happen. Maybe maybe Christopher Columbus could come back and like bring them back to life because who just knows what he could do. I think the final piece of gaming news associated with this for this week is the new demo of or like little video demo of Quantic Dream's new game Project Kara, whatever the heck it's called. It looks very interesting because I actually seen it and it does look very good.
I'm going to go watch it right
Oh,
now because
Yeah,
I
me
haven't.
too.
Oh,
What is this?
it is Kara, and it's basically it's like a 6-minute video, and it is about some woman machine who is like supposed to like be like a real life type of figure, but then one of them actually has feelings. And
So it's almost like the plot of the film Artificial Intelligence.
I don't think so, but
Yeah.
it could be interesting. Like what I could come up with this year. So
In other gaming news, Moscow 5 won the League of Legends tournament and is now the best team in the world, pretty much. Just wanted
Cool.
to say that because they are really good. Seriously, even if you don't play League of Legends, you should watch them.
I've
They're
also
awesome.
read that the next Xbox apparently isn't going to use discs anymore,
Yeah.
but like this strange kind of card
Oh, no.
system. So that'll
Yeah,
be
it's
yeah.
System.
Yeah.
strange.
So that means that you can lose your games even more now. Yeah.
Yep.
So
But at least
It's
they won't get
not my-
scratched.
It's the
Pull out my
second com-
Pokemon cards. Put it in the Xbox.
I would have liked.
It's the second coming of the cartridges.
I bet everyone's 5-year-olds will start putting in their Pokemon cards, just going, "Why won't it turn on? Why won't it turn on?"
You know, I'm pretty disappointed because I thought the next disc would have been like X shaped. Because you know it is an Xbox, so it would have been cool if they had like X discs and stuff. Like disc just shaped like an X and just plug it in. You're like, yeah, it actually makes sense now why it's an Xbox. Like not even the console is an X shape. It's just a cuboid. So boring.
So soon we will hear a story about somebody who killed a guy with a disc.
Somebody just throws their Xbox at somebody and it kills them. Goes like straight through them.
Only in England.
Only in England. Only the hooligans could do something like that.
Yes. Bloody chavs.
So how many times have we went off topic now? That's about 6? I don't know. But it's
Haha. We beat your record last podcast.
yeah, we pretty much have. But we haven't had a really long going off topic. We just kind of go off topic and then kind of go back on topic. That last time was like, oh, let's talk about wrestling off topic for like 20 minutes and then come back. So it was pretty crazy. So I guess that's all for the gaming news. Kara, is very interesting. I really hope that they actually proceed with it and actually make it into a game. As much as I'd love to play it, I'm afraid I can't because I flipping don't have PS3, but boohoo. Still, it's going to be pretty good.
It seems awesome, but yeah, I know what I'm waiting for. Unreal Engine 4. Was it?
Oh my gosh.
You spoke the forbidden word.
It looks goddamn amazing, but it was shown only behind closed doors at GDC. No words allowed to the public. I am annoyed.
jeez.
But Crytek,
I think
their
Pdaaaawg
deck
just
demo,
himself.
Yeah, it
it
is.
was amazing.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Streetbackguy, are you
Dang.
posting at this time? Did you post
Um,
in the tell the poster above what makes him or her known here thread?
Yes, I just
Oh,
posted.
I thought you give us.
BRB, let's post.
Well, that's, I'm gonna.
I can multitask. I can post and talk at the same time.
But you should be giving this 110% of your concentration. Well, that's I'm gonna be flaming you for this. Oh, what makes him or her known here? For not. Oh flip! I've lost my train of thought. For not. Whatever. I don't know. I'll let you off for now, but still.
Next topic.
Alright, yeah, so next topic, I guess, is the biggest topic for today, and that is the big video game topic, which kind of isn't as big as last week's one, because I as soon as I brought it up, I was like, oh, what is this? Is a really good idea, and now I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know what to say anymore. So it is video game crossovers. I'm not sure what video game crossovers you have played, any of you, but
I've played the Spyro and Crash ones on the Game Boy Advance because they were pretty fun, even if they were not that good as the original series.
I mean, you had to kind of expect that though. The games like they were pretty meh.
I found it. The Insomniac games and the Naughty Dog games had some crossover business when they were doing their earlier games, Ratchet and Clank and Jack and whatever they were.
Dexter?
They had some.
I'm not sure if...
Screw him.
Yeah. What other stuff? I think the Spyro and Crash game were like the first ones that came into my mind. I don't know how. I still remember them, but they still existed.
Wouldn't Super Smash Bros. Count as a crossover game? Or
it would.
would it? Because that's probably the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Most crossovers are fighters, anyways.
Exactly. Because I mean, if you think about it, you got Capcom versus like every single gaming company you know, like Capcom versus SNK, Tatsunoko versus Capcom, Marvel versus Capcom, you know, all kinds of crazy Capcom related games, and Namco versus Capcom.
And then you got Ryu appearing in that game, which I forgot the name of.
Oh,
someone help.
Yeah,
Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to get that.
Yeah.
Only for the PS3 for the hard.
It does online.
Damn you!
Playing the Kinect. Woohoo! Look at me, I'm Hello Kitty. I'm running around and I'm looking like a complete idiot. And also use like voice control as well. Of like scream at your TV while you're running around playing Hello Kitty.
You pick flowers. Okay.
You sound a bit like Arnold
Hello
Schwarzenegger
Kitty.
there. Pick the flowers. That was the worst Arnold Schwarzenegger impression ever. I'm very sorry, everyone.
Hello Kitty to a backflip. Yes, master.
No, I was going to say something a bit rude there, but I won't say it. I think you don't say, but we'll just ignore it. So in terms of fighting games, the only ones I've really played are the Marvel vs. Capcom series I've played. I played a little bit of Capcom vs. SNK, and I'm obviously playing Street Fighter Cross Tekken now, so I guess it's pretty interesting how it's developing. I don't really know, like the premise of having like two video games colliding in one epic game. It can be good and it can be bad. It's good because you do get to see all your favorite fighters, fight in one big game. But at the same time, you have to try and find a way to balance it. Something that the Spyro and Crash game didn't do at all. They just kind of went, oh, let's do it, but this is put the main characters in a different gaming world. So there you go, problem sorted. They didn't come up with like a proper new system like Street Fighter Cross Tekken did, because they came up with a new system, as did Marvel vs. Capcom and all the other fighting games. Like they all came up with like new systems, especially Super Smash Bros. Like they came up with some crazy like new premise as well.
I just wish we could play as more Pokemon. We don't have enough Pokemon in Smash Bros.
Pokemon. What? I don't know what the plural is.
Okay, does any of you play Soul Calibur 5?
No, I haven't played Soul Calibur 5, but I have played Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur.
I've played Soul Calibur 4, but not 5.
I've played Soul Calibur.
Dakota? Maybe?
No, I played the one that had Yoda and Darth Vader, but that's it.
That's 4.
Okay.
Look, I think.
Because I remember...
Because I was wondering how was Ezio balanced. Yeah.
I don't know, but a bit like Street Fighter Cross Tekken. What the heck is going on with like KoH and Pac-Man and Mega Man B1 or BA even, or yeah.
It better have King in there. I love King.
Oh yeah, it does. Definitely.
That makes me so happy in my pants.
Pick up the game and for £40 and then get the new version 6 months later for another £40. And there you go, you're all set.
Yes, it's why?
It's Capcom. They like to make money. But it was a very good point that you made there about Soul Calibur, because I remember Soul Calibur 2 had the exclusive characters for each console that you got it in. It was like the PS2, the Xbox One, and the GameCube. And I think if I'm not mistaken, the PS2 version had a Heihachi. All three of them had Yoshimitsu from Tekken, but one of them had PS2 had Heihachi. Xbox One had Spawn, I think. I think it was Spawn. And then the GameCube one had Link in it. So that was always pretty good, having like all those characters in it. And then, like Darkman said there, that they had Darth Vader and Yoda from Star Wars into Soul Calibur 4.
So what were the crossover ones in number 3? Because those are the ones I haven't heard
No, I
about.
don't think they had any for 3 for some weird reason.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, like having like an exclusive character for each console for Soul Calibur 2, dropping it completely in Soul Calibur 3, and then doing it again in Soul Calibur 4, and then doing it again in Soul Calibur 5. I do think it's a pretty interesting premise, though. Like I said, of having like it also brings like publicity to the other companies. Like luckily for me, whenever I played going back to the Spyro Crash game, like I used to like the guy did play both of those games, so it was like dream come true playing the collaboration game, even though they kind of weren't that good. But it was just good. It was just a good feel good thing being able to play both of them.
Well, Ezio is an assassin, and he's a game where I don't know what Soul Calibur is about. I know it's about fighting, but other than that,
It's like sword fighting.
Yeah. I think it would have been cool if they had Cloud from Final Fantasy in there with his big ass sword, either him or Sephiroth.
Yeah.
But then again, it would be grossly unbalanced because of the sheer size of the
It's
sword.
like one hit kill. It's just as soon as you swing the sword, like game over. There you go.
They wouldn't have any force.
He'd just be like Chuck Norris with his fists.
Well, I thought, the other fighting game that had like collaborations was Mortal Kombat. They had Freddy Krueger in there.
And they had they went off against DC too.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat was DC. I've
It was
played that
pretty
game,
fun.
so I wouldn't know anything about it.
I don't know. It looked
I've
the
played
only fighting game I would play. Actually, I don't
It-
like DC, but I don't know why. I would play it.
It is very confusing and harder than most of the other fighting games, I'd say. But what do I know? I only play Marvel vs. Capcom 3 at the moment.
What the original or Ultimate?
The original because I got it when it first came out. I'm a hipster and I love it.
No way.
Even though like, do people still play that game online? Oh
Yeah,
wow.
it's just fun.
Pretty.
I don't know. I don't play fighting games, but the only thing I heard about Marvel vs. Capcom is that DC versus whatever the game was that Joker owned in it. I don't know why, but he
Yeah,
owned.
well, of course he would. It's Joker.
Overpowered.
Yeah, OP. Banned from tournaments.
Yeah.
I think anyone cares. So yeah, it's a pretty. I think collaborations, good or bad. What would you say?
In certain cases, I'd say it's okay. Like if it was just creating a new kind of game, like, and if an old one hasn't been overdone to death, then it will be okay.
Well, like I guess Capcom versus SNK was a really successful game, and that was like a collaboration between the two, and it was like really successful as well. And like Marvel, I guess was kind of a success, I guess you could say, but no, not anymore. Nobody plays it because everyone's playing Street Fighter Cross Tekken. In terms of that game, I don't think we can really say for it. But overall, I think the publicity kind of helps. If you have a good game engine for both of them, and not just flip the sides between it, then it's fine. But apart from that, I guess it's pretty good, depending on what context you put it in.
Yeah, because Sephiroth and Cloud would have fit in Soul Calibur, but Ezio, who is an assassin, doesn't make real sense.
Well, I guess he kind of does.
It's
'cause he
pretty
uses
It's pretty much putting Master Chief in Skyrim with a rifle.
Yeah, but I guess Ezio does fit in Soul Calibur though because he does have a sword and he uses it quite often. So he's like a master if you think about it.
It's a little bit that Toll Biscuit said is that every new Assassin's Creed game you become more of a killing machine than an assassin because you gain even more tools to kill It's one.
Yeah, well, that's the point of being an assassin, to kill people. Otherwise, you'd just be one who's just going...
The point of an assassin is to kill silently, not run around with smoke bombs, swords, I don't know what, with a big pike, throw it at horsemen and whatever. Yeah, that's assassin. Well, good luck.
Sounds like a pretty successful assassin to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess
like-
pretty much, would you say that's it for video game crossovers? Or Streetbackguy, would you like to conclude with the final sentence that I rudely interrupted you on?
Okay. I like cheese.
Wow.
Oh.
Alright, okay. Alright. Serious time now, okay?
Okay.
KoNY
Okay.
2012. Now this is
Oh God.
definitely, this is probably a bigger topic than the big topic that we had. Because this video exploded this week. Like, how many videos on YouTube do you know that in 4 days got 64 million views?
Charlie bit my finger.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Or-
yeah.
64.
Yeah, 64 million. Check it. Like, look it up right now.
60. Holy shit.
Yes, exactly. Alright, so first of all, I'm guessing most of you have seen, we were actually speaking of this before the podcast, and most of you have seen it, but not all of you have finished it, we say.
Nah. It got boring.
So what are your actual thoughts regarding it? And Skype's going crazy now. I wonder if you can hear that through the podcast. I don't know, but...
Nope.
So, are we allowed to swear? Yeah, of course you're allowed to swear.
Yes.
Penis.
We should get M. Bison in this. Yes.
Yes. Well, I still remember that Last the King question that DSP answered. Whenever it said, like, Phil, can you please stop swearing because you got a lot of kid people? Did I really just say kid people? What? Because you have a lot of kids.
People.
Because you have a lot.
You are a disgrace.
That's it. Podcast is closing down. We can't have this.
Oh,
But anyway, like he said, because a lot of kids watching your videos, so do you think you should tone it down? And Phil said, well, if you don't like my swearing, don't watch the my videos. And I'm like, you know what? This podcast, I completely agree with it, but still watch our videos. We need the publicity. Don't worry. We only got 166 views in the last one. That's not good enough. We want into the 100,000s with this video. Oh yeah, we need. I'm gonna post it up in every single thing I know. And just put it on the people actually said to me, put it on the 4chan. And I was like, no way, I'm not putting it on the 4chan.
And for all you kiddies listening, 4chan is a no-no place. Do not go there.
It was Tolo Biscuit and Jesse Cox who said that somebody contacted them, a mother and his child who were watching his show, playing Terraria. And they don't swear, and they are like talking about very nice things, and they are like kid friendly. And the last episode, yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear. Oh, dear indeed.
Flip. Okay.
Try-
Alright, so that was about the 9th time we went off topic now, but alright, so right. So KoNY 2012. If you've not seen the video, if you're not one of the 64 million people that have seen the video, then
Go
watch it. It's 30 minutes long, which Streetbackguy couldn't be bothered sitting in for, but that's alright.
Hey, I have a short
He
attention
does
span.
have to attend.
So-
Oh, but what about the cute kid that they kept on cutting to?
Yeah, 30 minutes for kids. Come on.
Well,
We're
If
all
I wa-
children.
if I
Come
wanted to do
on.
that, I'd sit outside of a nursery school. But then that would be
Yeah, I was
kinda
just about to
creepy.
say, I was like, oh, okay, that's a bit weird. So a lot of people have been very mixed feelings about. Alright, hold on. To summarize the video, pretty much is this here Ugandan guy called Joseph KoNY, who has been abducting children, turning the boys into child soldiers, and turning the women, the girls, into prostitutes and wives for his soldiers. And it's all uproar, and people are kicking bins down. And people are upset and angry about this guy. And on April 20th, they're going to cover the night where they're going to make KoNY famous and make him become arrested.
But there's also evidence that it's sort of a
But then
scam.
people say that, it's a complete scam and, nobody cares.
It's pretty much the both at the same time. It's good and at the same time it sucks.
Plus, there's evidence that he hasn't been in Uganda for 20 years or so, and there's no evidence that he's still alive.
He's
so-
living in London.
How do you know it?
He's like a postman in London now or
Seriously.
something.
He was probably the guy who kept flagging DSP's videos, Steve Jones. Like, I dislike you. What's my name? I mean Steve Jones.
Joseph
Ugh.
Joni.
Joseph Joni.
I don't know. So I was trying to make a joke there.
Back to KoNY.
But speaking of that, there have been a couple of memes associated with Joseph KoNY. For example, to name a few off the top of my head, you have the hit TV show My Little KoNY is one of them. My Little KoNY. You could be watching that show while you're eating your Frosties that have been provided to you from KoNY the Tiger. Whenever you're driving to work, you might end up bumping into a few traffic KoNYs.
Chuck Norris jokes will be the last thing they ever know. Now, Joseph KoNY.
Yeah. It's like the boogeyman checks into his cupboard for Chuck Norris, but Chuck Norris checks into his cupboard for Joseph KoNY. We're being so laid back about this whole situation. I could see a lot of people going, "Oh, this is such a serious matter. How dare you make fun of all this and stuff?"
I know I'm laughing too much.
We need
But
to
it's
calm
funny.
down, okay? My Skype is going crazy. I'm very sorry if you can hear this through the chat.
And I just have a very, very messed up mind.
Yeah, you're looking up the podcast memes.
That profile picture just everything.
Yeah, like
is
like,
funnier.
oh,
What?
he's looking into soul.
What? Are you talking
Put
about my
that
Skype picture?
in the video on your YouTube.
What, my Skype picture?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, I'll be famous.
But, I guess the crazy thing regarding Joseph KoNY is, they think it's going to be like a revolution in which, for the first time ever, it'll be the people that will arrest him and not the government. They were just up to the people with the power and the money. Even though people say, oh, well, the charity, they only give 31% or something of money to the charity. The rest of it goes towards a boat or whatever. It goes towards the guy's new house or whatever. But I don't really know.
They are preparing for 2012.
They're building an underground vault.
Technically, that should have happened in June because of all the leap years.
Yeah.
So we are survivors.
Yeah, because if there was wasn't it like the calendar that made up the trade craft thing? They didn't believe in leap years, and if that was the case, then it would now be June of 2013. So technically, it's already jinxed itself, and we are all still alive.
Yes. So don't worry about 2012. It won't happen.
But
at
do
all.
worry about Joseph KoNY. There, fun fact.
Joseph KoNY.
Who's
Why?
Ah, Joseph KoNY. Ah, my savior.
I'm gonna tell you a
oh my
story
gosh! Oh,
about-
we're gonna have to edit that bit out. We're getting hundreds
Yeah.
upon hundreds of hate mail now. Streetbackguy is
Oh,
getting
no.
banned from the
Oh
forum.
my god. We are getting so many views still.
It's worth it for the publicity.
Okay, to finish this off, I'm gonna tell you a
Okay.
story. A story about protesting against SOPA and ACTA.
Okay.
I heard from a friend who told that they went protesting against ACTA like this. Oh, we are going to protest against something, and then we are going to go to a friend's birthday. Something. I was just face palming.
Brilliant.
It's so stupid. I feel that if you go and protest, just protest and have no demands, then you are as stupid as the person behind the thing you are protesting against.
I protest for more toilet cleaners in McDonald's.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's
All right.
move
Well,
on.
do you think the protest, if enough people get protesting, do you think it'll be successful? Honestly.
Honestly, I don't think so. And the reason I say that is because he does have a small army of children. Wait, we're still talking
Yeah.
about
Yes.
Tony, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he has an army of children, and I don't see the government sending soldiers out to clear him out. I don't see it happening.
They said they're going to liberate the children and then, I don't know, kill KoNY
Arrest
or
him.
send him to jail or whatever they're going to
Going
do.
to play pin the tail on the donkey with him. Gonna be hanging from the tree and a bunch of every single child soldier has to like pin a tail on him, stuff.
Either that, they should just stop using his body as a pinata and just have their own Cinco de Mayo.
You go, oh, look at all this happy juice coming out of him! Quick, everyone drink with us. Oh my gosh!
And so rises the cult of Cthulhu.
Oh, this is so controversial. This is like the most we're only in the second podcast and already we're like so controversial here. But
and all thanks to me.
Yeah.
We're honest men talking about honest
Yeah,
things.
we're like, this is no holds barred podcast. If you're looking for some, KoNY is bad, we must stop KoNY. We're like, no, forget that. We're gonna talk about beating KoNY to a pulp and fetish it. Or wait, what? We were talking about
To those person, I ask them, why must we stop him? Because
I think
apparently some
KoNY's
of those people think we must stop KoNY and they don't.
and then we
What
dance.
the fuck?
Yes.
Yeah, then we dance.
But yeah, that's a good point though, because I mean, whenever KoNY's gone, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, KoNY's gone, yeah. Oh, by the way, there's someone in Sudan that's kidnapping donkeys. Oh, everyone protest. Oh no, like,
what is it with donkeys?
I don't know, but forget.
You and your donkey porn, like you said before the show.
Very beginning. Oh,
You discussed.
exposed. Oh no, talking about donkey porn. Jeez. Anyway, right. So I guess is that all? Any final words on KoNY 2012 and the campaign and the fact that we're very controversial, nobody's gonna like this podcast and everyone's gonna flame it?
Well, what are they going to do with the children once they liberate them? Because they'll still be brainwashed, and it'll take years and years for them to become unbrainwashed, or however you say it. And
Yeah,
then when they reach adulthood, they'll still have those ideals in their head.
they
Aren't
kind
there-
of said that they arm children, right? They kidnap them and they let them kill their parents. And in the end of the video, they say the kids get back to their parents. How?
Yeah, it's that.
Oh, that could be like some sort of like
Oh.
crazy messages in. Oh, and then the children will be united with their parents in heaven because we kill them all.
Heaven. There is no heaven.
I can just imagine if Jesus was kidnapped by KoNY. That would just
Oh my gosh, this is so bad. Oh my. This is so bad. Do you want to talk about Jews? Do you want to talk about black people now? You know, who else should we start targeting now? Because I think we have to make fun of every single.
I know. Asians.
What about them?
You said we are going to get some Asians.
We're actually gonna have to start hitting.
No, not Asians. Anime. Yes,
Oh.
anime.
Tentacles.
I seen that coming a mile away. Alright, so would you say that we're done making fun of every single place in the entire world? And,
No, because you haven't made fun of me yet.
streetbackguy, you are beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway, right.
You are an amazing person.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. You're making my heart melt.
Okay. Okay, I think the final topic before we move on to forum questions is movie and TV. What has been going on in the world of movie and TV?
Not
I have
much.
no clue.
TV?
Apart from it's become slightly shitter every day.
I guess you could
guess.
say Jeremy Kyle USA debuted like this today or something. I didn't get to see it, but it was trending on Twitter, which is how I knew about it. And everyone was saying, "Oh, we're
I don't even see the point in it. It's just daytime entertainment for welfare freaks who have no jobs, no qualifications, and have nothing better to do.
That's
so yeah." Like people are like trending on Twitter and going, "Oh, you know, I'm watching Jeremy Kyle USA, but why do they all have teeth and all there? Why are they all not speaking in like a Cockney accent and all there?" Which I can get.
I've got a better question. Why are you still watching TV?
I don't. That's the thing. I like.
Eh? Why are you still
I mean-
watching TV? You have your computer. You have everything
Yeah, I
on it.
could.
Yeah, I
But
hardly
that kind
watch.
of sucks at the same time because everybody's on the computer 24/7 and
Yeah, I hardly watch TV anymore because the stuff just bores me. It's all aimed at people who have less brains than most people on the internet.
Yeah, Jersey Shore. Woo! No, never mind. Yeah. So nothing really happened in this category, so we're not going to talk about it anymore. So, because after all, we do have a lot of forum questions to get to keep up with. I guess.
Yay!
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about it. So let us start with Darkman's question. As a matter of fact, it was like the very first question that he asked, and that was, if I do it, do you want to say your own question, Darkman? If you.
To be honest, I forgot
Okay,
it.
the question was, what was the first video game or console that you owned? Or video game and what console? So what would you say? Starting in alphabetical order again. So Darkman, you're answering your own question. What was the first video game and console that you owned?
The first game and console I owned was a handheld. It was the Game Boy Color with Pokemon Yellow.
And your opinions?
It was my best childhood memory ever.
It's interesting. Why?
Why? It's a classic.
It is indeed.
It's one.
I enjoyed looking at Pikachu's smug face every time I checked up on him in the Pokemon Center.
Guess so. Oh, very eerie
Okay.
silence. But the next question comes to us. If I don't know, why the heck am I doing that? We haven't even went through everyone else. So, who's next in the alphabet? Oh yeah, LifeLeecher, first video game and first
Yay.
console.
God, I do not remember. It was some kind of really shitty cartridges using piece of shit. Seriously, there's no other way to describe it. It pretty much needed a break after every half an hour
Okay.
because
The Virtual Boy.
Yeah, the Virtual Boy. I got that reference.
I don't know. It had Pokemon on it. I have no clue to this day what it is.
Okay.
No clue.
That is-
But the other consoles that I have had is the PS2 and the PSP.
Ooh,
And other than that, PC.
that's been it, man. So we have never owned it. Fuck Sam.
Oh, the game. Was it some kind of a Terminator
Oh
game?
dear.
Oh dear, yes. 2D.
Oh my. Oh, even worse.
That was bad. Yes.
And
Yes.
I guess
10 years ago.
for me it would be I don't really remember, but I do remember having the original Sonic on like the Sega Genesis, I think it was. I didn't even remember when was the first Sonic released, but I think it was something together. And I remember having that in a little random room, and I used to have like some sort of weird racing game, but it was like a cartoon racing game. I completely forget what it was, but other games I can kind of remember from that time was back whenever we had the Dreamcast, I used to always play House of the Dead and Shenmue. Shenmue, I mean, come on, what a great game. If any of you ever played it.
I've never played a Dreamcast, admittedly, but I want to get one.
Oh.
Especially with rumors of a Dreamcast 2 coming out.
Really?
Yeah, it's been rumors for about a few months now.
There's a game named Shenmue.
There's a game called
Yeah,
Shenmue, and it is a brilliant game. It's like, think of it as like a less violent GTA, but it's very good. It's very good.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Brilliant. And other games I remember like the original PS1 I used to play Point Blank with the stupid guns. And,
Oh, that was
a
fun.
brilliant game. That was before, the iToy and the Wii and the PlayStation Move. That was back when you actually pointed a gun at something and shot it.
Fueling every young kid's violent tendencies.
Yeah, that's why just KoNY exists.
Wait, what? What game?
Point Blank. I think see LifeLeecher.
Never heard of
Had-
this.
Yeah, it might be called
Blank.
something else in other
Yeah.
countries.
Yeah, I think it actually was, but Point Blank.
Google.
And finally, Streetbackguy. What would you say was your first video game console and video game that you remember?
Well, I remember having a Game Boy original and a PlayStation 1 at the same time, so I guess they count as one. And for the PlayStation 1, I had 3 games, but I can't remember which was first. Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and Final Fantasy VIII. And on the Game Boy, I had Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Yellow, and Tetris.
Oh my
So-
gosh, Tetris,
so-
really? Flip. Good job.
Yeah.
Tetris.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can now buy the King of Fate podcast soundtrack. Only $3.99.
And if you order now, I'll even sign
Oh
it.
yeah, streetbackguy will give you a signature, and he'll make.
For
And I'll
only
give you a-
$14.99.
And I'll give you a custom sarcastic joke.
Couldn't get any better.
And 36% of all the money will go towards the charity, and the rest of it will go towards myself and my. And
And my Coca-Cola
Yeah.
habit.
next question comes to last week's a fellow member that did the podcast last week, Beachy, and he says, "What has been your?" Oh, this is gonna be quite controversial. What is your favorite gaming platform, and why? Oh boy. Okay, so Darkman.
Oh boy.
Oh, I have to. Oh, jeez.
Everyone just keep silent for a wee second and let him explain.
Mute your
Yeah,
mic.
everyone just like turn off their mics.
Okay.
Oh, Flippy, he did it, didn't he?
Honestly, I don't really have a preference. I mean, I couldn't really pin out one platform I like over the other. I guess, but if I had to pick, I guess I'd choose the PC. I don't know.
Interesting, Darkman keeping the peace here, not wanting to start any riots here. LifeLeecher, what would you say is your? Okay, I think we kind of know what your favorite gaming console is at this point.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give my.
Go for it.
As I've said before, you already guessed I'm a big Total Biscuit fan. It's pretty much, do you want to get from point A to point B in a Polo, or do you want to do it in a Lamborghini? Both work, both consoles and PC work, but just PC's hardware is superior. That's
Yeah,
all.
but
That's why I prefer it, but if somebody buys every single game for me on the consoles and gives me a free console, I will play it. No questions
that is
asked.
good. I guess for me, it's kind of I've been thinking about this, and I do remember a couple of ones I can remember because recently I had a PS3 for quite a while, and then it was actually my brother's, and he took it back with him to England, and then I started playing and then I started being a PC gamer and I started playing like PC games, and then I got my Xbox, and now I've been playing the Xbox for about a year now, so I have played all three of them. And what I would say is PS3, you know, it's pretty good. But I mean, from what I was playing, like I was playing mainly like games that would be on both consoles, and I did like the Xbox because you know the online was obviously better, but you know you had to pay for it. But still, I did prefer the Xbox's online over the PS3. In terms of the PC was a completely different experience because I mean, it was a whole different like gaming community, and like you know games ran a lot faster depending on what you did with the console rather than on the platform rather than what you couldn't do in the console because you couldn't like upgrade your console to make it like a better graphics card or anything that you can with the PC. So honestly, I honestly can't decide. Like they all have their own pros and cons. I don't really like this flame war stuff. Like PC's better, Xbox is better. No, like just make up your mind. Just admit them. Both of them have pros and cons, and just leave it at that. Pretty much. I think it's probably the most important part. And I think streetbackguy has disappeared because he took my meaning a bit too seriously.
Well, I muted my mic so I wouldn't say any sarcastic
Okay,
comments.
good.
Very good.
But now it is your time. What is your favorite? Okay, everyone get ready for this. What is your favorite gaming console and why? And well platform.
I'm muting myself.
Well, you do that.
Okay.
Well, I like the Wii, the Xbox 360, and the PS3 because I've got a Wii, I've got an Xbox, and my uncle who lives around the corner has a PS3. I also own a DS and a 3DS, which is good for handheld gaming. But out of the modern gaming consoles, I would have to say Xbox 360, mostly because I use it more, and I'm more familiar with it. But I would like to say the Wii would be second, and out of the older generation, I'd have to say the Magnavox Odyssey.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because it started off the whole gaming caboodle.
Well, that was a great answer. So,
well, thank you.
no. So we have.
Yeah, we shouldn't be hating each other. We should be just playing our games and being good at them.
Okay,
Peace and
all right.
love.
Okay, all right. This is all right. First of all, a special thanks to A Golden Shotgun for posting 7 questions for us. I'm not sure how we're going to get through them all. Some of them I think we've kind of answered before, but we'll just keep on covering them. So, first of all, once again, the alphabetical order we've been talking about. I think pretty appropriate because Darkman, I think, will have a lot to say about this question. But what has been your experience with anime? Go, Darkman. Here
shit.
we go.
Well, honestly, I first started watching anime around the time Naruto came to the United States, and I actually didn't like it at all. I thought it was annoying, silly. It wasn't until about last year that I actually started liking it again. I realized that there were other genres other than silly, obnoxious ninjas running around. They're genres for everybody. Like, you can have a silly one, you can have a dramatic one, action, adventure. There's something for everybody out there when it comes to anime.
So, pretty. I don't really know what context he's meaning it in that way. He just says your experiences. So I guess it's like notable moments for you, I guess is what would be a main thing. So, LifeLeecher, any experiences of anime that you would like to share?
Yes, a lot. Well, no, not a lot, but still, quite. Started watching Naruto, I don't know, 5 years ago maybe, and I was watching dubs, and I don't know, I liked it, but suddenly I got on the internet, I found subs, and I was like, what is this? And then I started watching subs, and then I discovered lots of other animes, and now I watch Naruto, and I'm like, why did I watch it? Because it's like some ninja guys running around, battling with skills that kill everything in one skill, and it's boring. It is 20 minutes of talk and then 1 minute of action. It's quite boring, actually.
So would you say that is your experiences of anime?
Yeah, pretty much.
For me, alright, okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I don't watch anime at all, really. Like, I know a few of my friends watch anime, and I'm kind of like, okay, good for you. But I've never really gotten the time to sit down and actually start watching it. I'm not sure, like, I guess as close as I've ever gotten to anime was the Street Fighter movies, which are like the animated movies. And I guess it's the closest I've ever gotten to actually watching anime. So that's pretty much it.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. It was very, very delayed, but still. So unfortunately, I didn't really have a lot to say about that topic. And finally, streetbackguy, what do you have to say for yourself in terms of anime?
Oh, in terms of okay. The first anime I ever watched was Pokemon, of course, because I was a 90s kid and I liked Pokemon. Pokemon, yes. It was the first anime I ever saw. Not sure if it will count, but after that, in 2008, I started watching Death Note and just went on from there. And I never liked Naruto and even got in an argument with Foos over it in the chat once. And I didn't get warned or anything because I'm not sure if she was a mod or an admin then. She might have been, but I was lucky because I didn't get a warning. But I was just expressing my view. And she got all hot-headed over it.
Oh, okay, alright. So
as long you're not a dick, you don't get anything on this forum. As soon as you cross that line, pray to God.
But I say sarcastic jokes. How does that not make me a dick?
Guess not.
Yeah.
I don't think I didn't even think like Foos or anything. I don't think any admins watch the podcast. If I know, sorry.
Peachy does.
Yeah, but he's not an admin. He's a mod. But
Same thing.
Don't worry. I
Pretty
just
much.
remembered nobody watches this podcast.
Nope.
Uh,
After that KoNY joke.
yeah, I feel like everyone shut off at that point. Like, nobody even say whatever you want. Nobody's listening. I guess if you were to count Pokemon as an anime, then I did watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Whenever I was younger, so I guess that kind of counts as an anime too. But that's about it. I really did like the show though. Like, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! As well, so it was kind of like, oh yeah. I wish whenever I sit down my card, a monster would just pop up in real life. Fuck yeah. I don't know. Long story.
There was a video on YouTube where a really fat guy was like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like drawing card, drawing down this card, drawing card, end of my turn. You have activated my trap cards, 9,000 damage, dead.
Okay,
Sounds like a wonderful way to spend your
beautiful,
afternoon.
yes.
Indeed.
Hey, do you want to go outside? No, sorry, I'm too busy sitting here playing my card and screaming out all my orders.
Okay, to make sure you clean up
Okay.
afterwards.
Oh wow. I wonder what context I should take that in. Anyway,
It's up to the viewer.
you decide. Your experience with video games. I guess that kind of means like notable moments in your video gaming life. This might be another big one. So try and think of just one, notable moment. I guess. So starting off once again, the Darkman. What do you have to say? Your experience.
One notable gaming experience, I guess in my family, Super Smash Brothers is like huge. Like we'll get together and have like little tournaments and stuff. I guess I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have that many memorable gaming experiences.
That's fine. So LifeLeecher.
Yes. For me, Diablo 2 and Warcraft 3. Memorable games. Blizzard makes just awesome games. I remember playing Diablo 2 when I was like 8 or something. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was picking up. I don't know what I was using. In the end, it was so fun. Oh, and Red Alert 2. I was playing that at the same time.
There's quite a number of like gaming experiences for me, but I guess like, about three notable ones was games that kind of like stuck out for me. Valve games always stick out for me, especially like the Half-Life series, where my brother used to always play it, and then I started playing after him, and it was like really good. And the games are still brilliant, and we're still looking for Half-Life Episode 3, but let's not talk about that anymore. I guess like another game that's kind of close to me is Street Fighter, because I recently got back into it, and thanks to the beautiful people of the King of Hate forum, I was able to get used to it, and I was able to become the greatest Street Fighter player in my area. Well, not really. Well, maybe it is, but I don't know. But and I guess that's about it. Like in terms of memorable moments, like individually, beating DSP might have been one of them, but it was a pretty pathetic moment. If I'm saying, oh, the greatest moment of me ever playing fighting games is beating a retired pro at Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Yes, I'm so good. But I don't really know. There's too many to count for me. Finally, the wonderful streetbackguy. What is your experiences with video games?
Oh, you're too modest. Well, I'd have to say I like Pokemon because it kind of encouraged me to start trying to be more social. I know that sounds weird, but I have social awkwardness to the max.
Wow.
And you say wow, but you do not experience it. And as a kid, I couldn't exactly go out much or talk to people properly, so Pokemon kind of helped me overcome that slightly. And now I can talk to people basically. And the other game I'd say would be notable would be The Sims, because it allows me to make myself and then just play out my life as it would be and inflict pain on my enemies, which I wouldn't be able to normally.
Yeah, I was gonna say The Sims as well. Like I was gonna say that, and I was like, oh flip. Like people that I know say, oh, why the hell did you play The Sims? That's a girls' game, and I'm like, what? Like, how the heck can you decide a game on its gender? Unless of course it's like Barbie or something. But...
It's not a girls' game if it's got Rise Against and Paramore in it,
exactly.
singing in Simlish.
Oh, that's brilliant. That was so crazy. I remember I used to always like, sing to it, like attempt to sing along with it, even though the lyrics like, made no sense because they were Sims.
It sounds a little bit like Swedish.
Yeah, I don't know.
Magic.
I think they based it on maybe, I think it was something like Swedish, but then obviously it wasn't, so there's,
I just think they just stuck together a load of languages and just called it a language.
yeah. Oh, well, it's pretty cool, though. What do you use more, your computer, your TV, or your phone? And once again, Darkman, computer, TV, or phone?
I could definitely say, without a doubt, my computer.
Is that pretty much agreed among everyone?
No, not exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for three of us, yes, but streetbackguy always being the what do you call it? The rebel of the group.
Sorry.
So,
He's a rebel.
TV or mobile
He's a
phone?
saint.
Then what do you? I'm guessing it's a mobile phone because nobody watches TV.
No, I do watch TV occasionally, like when I'm trying to go to sleep and stuff. But I do like split my time evenly between the computer and the phone because usually I'm out a lot, like when I have sixth form and college and all that. So whenever I can't use a computer, I just use the internet on my phone. So evenly split.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good job. That was a pretty quick question. I don't think we have enough time to answer these pretty big ones. So, like, some of these include like your school life and your home life, and then what games are you playing right now, and what are your thoughts on the fighting game community. You know, I think those ones are pretty wide answered. I think we might answer those in the next podcast. I'll keep those in mind. But for now, because we're almost an hour and a half into the podcast, if you can believe it. I know, doesn't time fly when you're having fun? But I just want to ask the final question, which is pretty much a staple now, and it is, what has made you join the King of Hate podcast, and what has made you want to become a part of it? So once again, start with Darkman.
I wanted to join the podcast because I thought it was a very interesting way to connect the forum community outside of the forums, and let everyone just get to know each other a little bit more than you normally would.
Yeah, I guess so. That's kind of like a common reason that people would say, I want to do it because it bands everyone together. And like I said in the previous podcast, it is what the whole podcast is all about: creating a community, a bigger, denser, tighter community, and having a main thing where you can get your news and stuff. Like if you couldn't keep up with all the stuff that's going on with DSP and all out there, just watch the podcast. If you don't have 30 minutes to watch DSP, surely you'll have an hour and a half to watch a podcast. But I still do think that's the main purpose of it. And I do want to address one final issue before the question's over. But LifeLeecher, why did you want to join the podcast?
Why?
Yes.
Well, pretty much the same reason as Darkman said. But mostly because I had to brush up my English skills. Because if you haven't heard already, English isn't my main language, and I sound like a retard.
But I like your accent.
Yay!
Alright, but I think
Estonian
I
accent.
think now that we know this information, I think you have to say something in your own language. So can you please say, I love the King of Hate podcast in your respected language?
Why do I have to do it?
Come on.
People will hunt me down then. Okay, I will do it. But first, you two.
Oh,
Or do I have to do it
well,
now?
if you want to do it now, that's fine.
Okay, I'll do it now. Ma armastan the King of Hate podcast. I don't know what podcast is in
Well, that's
Estonian,
fine.
but...
But good job.
It's probably podcast.
What?
Just saying it's probably podcast because it was created in English.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of dumb that way.
Yeah, you don't have every word that you have in English in Estonian, so...
There you go.
What you gonna do?
I guess
Aw.
I already answered this question in my previous podcast, so I can't really answer it again. So, streetbackguy, what made you want to become a part of this active, beautiful, amazing podcast?
Oh, well, I wanted to hear your beautiful
Oh,
voices,
sorry.
and I also wanted
oh.
to share my opinions with anyone who would be listening, and who knows, maybe bring a bit of humour to the listener and you guys.
Which you have done successfully, so well done.
That you are.
Successful troll.
Yeah, next up, Amber. I guess the final thing, I guess that's pretty much it for the questions. I guess the final thing I want to point out is some people have actually been saying to me that I'm only doing this just to, you do realize Pdaaaawg's only doing this just so they can get to talk to Phil. I don't know where the heck they got that impression from. But, I mean, number one, DSP probably wouldn't even care that we're doing a podcast in the thread on the site. So the fact that you're trying to think, as soon as Pdaaaawg gets to speak to DSP, he's gonna never touch the podcast again. Like, what? Like, I don't care about it. Like, it'd be good to have Phil on or anything, or any special guest, but that's not our number one priority of this podcast. Our number one priority.
Yeah, our number one priority is getting more reputation.
Yeah, getting more reputation. In fact. I see what you mean. Yes, definitely. Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna have to +1 rep all of you for being a part of the podcast.
Yeah, you made my rep equal.
Because I am.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Oh, everyone's getting all giddy for rep, and now we're all gonna get banned from the forum. But anyway.
I don't care about rep. I just like to be a troll.
A successful troll, that right? Because remember, Amber's got like 43 reputation, and he's still trolling. So.
Yeah, but I'm not really trolling on the forums. I troll on other websites and stuff, so you haven't seen my full trolliness yet.
Yeah, it's the podcast that lets you know who we really are.
Yes, and I am an insane person.
Yeah, our internet names say nothing.
Nothing. So I guess, so main point, the main purpose for me to do this is to inform everyone of, all kinds of recent stuff going on with DSP. It is not so that, if I do 3 podcasts in a row, I'll fucking spam messages to DSP and say, please be a part of the podcast. And then I'll say, oh, sorry, we're not doing a podcast this week just so I can speak to DSP in private. No. Like, what the heck is wrong with you?
What?
You people who think that make me sick.
Thank you, streetbackguy. Thank you.
It's okay. It's okay.
Anyway, so I guess this concludes the second podcast. I have been Pdaaaawg. You can check me out on youtube.com/Pdaaaawg. That's Pdaaaawg with 4 A's. Follow me on Twitter at Pdaaaawgni. Darkman, where can we find more about you? Okay, we'll link to the bottom of it, which I'll link to the description.
I don't really have anywhere that I could send people, except for the forums.
So if you want to get to know Darkman a bit more, he is Darkman in the forums. Check him out there. LifeLeecher, where can we find more of your content?
Me? Yeah. Mostly the forums and twitter.com/LifeLeecher.
There you go, and I will link that once again in the description. And streetbackguy, he really wanted to link his YouTube channel so bad he didn't even wait for me to ask him. He has already linked it in the Skype.
Oh, you.
And
I don't have Twitter because I'm not mainstream. You should be ashamed.
I only have 12 followers, so don't.
Oh yeah, YouTube ain't. Oh no, what does it have? 1 billion users? 3, 4?
1 billion.
Yeah, it just sucks. But damn you. I have a shirt with that on.
So follow you at youtube.com/EW streetbackguy. EW. Okay, don't you forget it. I don't know what.
Do not ask what it stands for.
I don't think I want to know what it stands for, but anyway.
It's not disgusting.
Okay.
It's just
Elijah Wood.
Oh, how did you guess?
So anyway, this has been Pdaaaawg. It has been a good long podcast. In fact, no, I think I was wrong about it being an hour and a half. I think we're only 1 minute, 1 hour and 20 minutes into it, but still. It doesn't really matter. I'm very sorry for
It's 1 minute 37.
Yeah, but I started recording this at 13 minutes, so it is currently like 1:20, like 1 or something. But still, it doesn't matter. We'll let that rock. See you guys next week. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I would like to thank Darkman, LifeLeecher, and streetbackguy for assisting me in this week's podcast. Be sure to tune in next week where we will have The Lemon, A Golden Shotgun, and Run Devil Run 007 joining me for next week's podcast. My name is Pdaaaawg. I have been your host for the King of Hate Podcast number 2, and we will see you next time.